Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we discuss day-to-day problems people face in their lives. Let's start with the video.
I, 23 male, don't know what kind of advice I'm looking for, to be honest. Just anything to stop feeling this pain. My dad was barely in my life as a kid. He was the one promising he was going to come to my birthday or games, and then he wouldn't show up for whatever bullcrap reason he'd make up. But he was still my hero in my eyes, even though I barely knew the guy just because he was my dad. Then, over a year ago, he reached out to me, and of course, I wanted to see him. We were meeting up every weekend to hang out, and it was cool because it felt like the first time in my life I had a dad. My mom's not around anymore. She was a foster kid, so no family on her side. My dad's not in contact with his family, so he really is the only kind of family I have. He brought up that he was trying to become a US resident. He wasn't born here, but I was, and just asked me if I could sponsor him and I wouldn't have to do anything like support him according to his lawyer. We just basically had to prove that obviously we were father and son. I agreed like a dummy because why wouldn't I? My dad was talking about how he can't wait to visit his home country and promised we were going to go together once he's a resident. It took a while, but it happened. We did the whole interview and my dad got it. Almost 3 months gone by. He hasn't reached out or anything. Before he was texting me almost every day. He only answered a few times when I called asking if he wanted to do something soon. And it feels like back when I was a little kid with him saying he's got to do this, this, and that. Like a switch went off. Suddenly, he doesn't have time to see me. He leaves me to read when I'm just asking how he's doing. What hurt the most though was supposedly he had to meet clients for work all week, but on his Instagram he posted a pic in his home country without me. When he said we were gonna make the first trip together, I'm feeling really used to it. I don't like to cry, but I did when I saw that. It feels that now he got what he wanted, he just dropped me. And I don't know what to do with these feelings. He wasn't around, but I've still never been hurt this bad by him. Now, I don't have anyone, and the only thing I keep thinking is my dad doesn't want me. He got to know me when we hung out, but he still doesn't want me. I never asked him for money or anything. All I feel now is hurt and lost, and I don't know how to stop having these negative feelings. Do I try reaching out to him? This is a shame. However, there's no negatives to you for helping him become a resident. My dad's a piece of crap who abandoned me a few times. Lol. Still hurts. You just have to ignore it. Use it as a lesson. Learn from his mistakes and become a bigger man. Let go of the hate and pain. Never help him again. Don't contact him again. Block him, delete his number. Embrace each challenge in your life as an opportunity for self-transformation. Bernie Siegel. It's bad, but give yourself time. You will get through this problem. Try to stay away from negative thoughts and try to spend time with people who love and value you. I don't have anyone anymore. My mom died almost 2 years ago and I don't have any other family. He was the only family I have left. I'm sorry that you got hurt like that. It's very valid to be sad, hurt, and to wonder if your parents don't want you, why would strangers? But you know what? People, when they show their colors, believe them. It will hurt you now and for a time, but after some time, you will realize that you're a great person that helped somebody that didn't even deserve it, and that your time is not worth spending it on people that don't care about you. Focus your energy on those that do and forget those that don't. Create new bonds and cut those that aren't worth keeping. Find a good therapist to find a good coping mechanism if you feel that you can't on your own. Sort through your feelings. I won't even try to reach out. You won't get closure. You might only be given some lame excuses or be lied to. Everyone can spend 2 minutes of their day writing to somebody if they want to. Friends are often closer and better than family because they don't count on being forgiven unconditionally most of the time, unlike family. The saying that family is supposed to stick forever is a good one, but bad families should be cut off. This is good advice. What his dad did was betrayal, and not to create false hierarchies, but betrayal from parents is at minimum very different from betrayal from a significant other or friends. It's understandable why someone may keep pushing to fix that relationship, even if they wouldn't for literally anyone else. But knowing someone will always come back means that they know what they can get away with, basically anything. His dad was like this for his childhood, only changed when he needed something original poster could provide, then went back to exactly how he was, without even following through on promises. He didn't even care enough to hide it. That's extremely messed up. Original poster. If you feel like you owe it to your dad to keep trying, don't. You already gave him a massive gift. I know you said he's all you have, but here's the thing. Do you have a job, your own place, hobbies? He might be the only person you have, but he's not actually providing anything someone typically would to be considered as someone you have. Not even a little or infrequent emotional support or checking in of his own accord. I worry that your focus on him may be blinding you to other opportunities in your life. I cannot imagine the pain of needing to build up from nothing. But do you have people you can reach out to? Is there anything you can get involved in to meet people? I definitely recommend therapy to help build up your sense of self outside of your family as well. And don't settle for a crappy or unhelpful therapist if your financial situation allows for movement. Some are really bad with family issues. Side note, I don't know where you're located, but if you're in a city with a large population of immigrants from your culture, you may be able to find a therapist or even therapy group specifically for people from that culture and stand a better chance of running across other people who have been used or betrayed in comparable ways. I say this because I've stumbled across such groups in pursuing treatment for myself, though obviously did not join as they were not relevant to my experiences. If this sounds like it could be the case for you, again, major city or you can get to a major city easily, high population of immigrants from your culture group, and you need help looking for options, feel free to message me and I can research for you. I know this stuff can be exhausting. Our father also never loved us. What is worse is that I saw how it hurt my brothers. They really needed him, they really loved him. And it isn't like he isn't capable of loving. He sure loved his other kids, gave them everything he could. What do we get from him? He asked us for money, thousands of dollars, and to take care of his kids when he dies. My brothers, like you, gave him money, all their money. They no longer have any savings and have to work to put food on the table, and they're single. Imagine if they had families. Our father wouldn't have given a crap to leave his grandkids hungry. What can I say, man? Your father and my father are worthless pieces of crap. Don't ever help him again. It's not your fault he doesn't love you. Something's very wrong with him. It isn't normal he doesn't love his kid. Next story. Yesterday, my 31 female doctor told me that I have a tumor in my spine and I'm scheduled to do an MRI to find out more about it. I've been very scared and anxious. My husband, 29 male, has been very supportive over text messages while he's at work. He went to DJ at a Halloween party after work, which was planned a month ago, and I was going to go too. He finished DJing at 10 p.m. but went home at 3:30 a.m. and woke me up by turning on the light. I was a bit upset that he partied so late and got drunk the same day we found out I was sick. After he got home, we got into a huge argument. He thinks I'm being miserable because I found out I'm sick, and I expect him to be miserable too because I didn't go to the party. I said to him, how can you get drunk and stay out so late when you know I need you now more than ever? He got very worked up and called me a piece of crap and a loser for not handling my illness more positively, and said I have a tumor because I build up all my negative emotions and that's why cancer happens to people like me. I got very sad hearing words coming out of his mouth like this. Please tell me I should leave him. I don't have a plan. I'm scared. Thanks. Edit. Thanks for everyone's comments, and I read all of them. I wanted to add the part where he said that if he's dying, he would have a bucket list of things he wishes to do instead of sulking and being miserable, which I'm not doing, and I just wanted him to be there for me. So I think we're very different people deep inside. My fiance had cancer in 2019, so I'm seeing this as someone who's been in your husband's shoes. I know you haven't been diagnosed with anything yet. I just mean I've also experienced waiting for scary and potentially life-changing test results, etc. Your husband is awful. If it turns out that you do have cancer or any other serious illness, you need people in your corner who care about you and will go above and beyond to comfort you, keep you safe, and spend time with you. You don't even have a diagnosis yet, and he's already doing the opposite of what you need. Blaming you for being sick is absolutely awful and wrong, obviously. None of what's happening to you is your fault. I'm so sorry, but I do think you should leave him. If it does turn out to be cancer, leaving him during your treatments will be much more difficult, and coping with being treated like this during treatment will be even harder. You deserve to be surrounded by people who will support you and make sacrifices for you, not someone who will make an incredibly hard situation even harder. This might be a stretch theory, but it's extremely common for men to leave their girlfriends and wives when they get sick. Like, statistically insane how common it is. It's also very common for men to act mean so they get broken up with instead of breaking up with women so their families and friends don't give them a hard time and save face. So I'm sorry, but I think he's created this argument on purpose because he wants you to break up with him so people don't yell at him for breaking up with you in your time of need. He can just easily go, well, she dumped me, I can't do anything about it. Then try to deflect the consequences of his family and friends telling him he's selfish and horrible for leaving you for getting sick. I hope I'm wrong though, but be safe. His arguments will only escalate if this would be the case. Second, I have no idea why people in this thread are saying you could excuse him going to the party after his wife discovers she has a potentially life-threatening tumor. It was an incredibly crappy decision to make, which did not take your feelings or health into account. A caring, empathetic, mature partner shouldn't need to be told not to go to a party after their spouse finds a tumor. If you're upset about him going to the party, be upset. You're totally allowed to be upset at him. Don't excuse this behavior because it's a sign of an uncaring partner. Of course, this goes without saying, but your husband's comment was vile. Coupled with his actions, it really shows that he doesn't care about you in the slightest. It's unsurprising, males are more likely to leave their wives in the event of illness. It's a fact everybody knows, and don't be fooled by his texts during the day. It's easy to fake sympathy over text because he doesn't have to physically comfort you or make facial expressions akin to empathy or listen to the anxiety in your voice. Third, do you have any family or friends that could be your support system if you decide to leave him? If this turns out to be dangerous, then you need to have reliable individuals to fall back on who will support you no matter what. I really hope everything works out for you, original poster. Next story. I've, 29 male, fallen pretty hard for my brother's ex, 31 female, and I'm not sure what to do. He basically bailed on her 8 years ago when he found out she was pregnant. And it turned out he was hooking up with one of his co-workers, so he went with her. He's not involved in my niece's life at all. She's 7 and it's heartbreaking to know how little he cares. My family has been pretty involved since he isn't. I, 29 male, try to be there every time I can. She's an excellent mom. It's amazing how she does it on her own, but still likes to help out a lot with my niece. I've noticed these feelings for over a year and they haven't gone away. At first, it seemed like a crush that would go away. We spend time together that's not always with my niece, and that's when I notice the damn feelings even more. It's not just me. I know she has feelings too. We haven't talked about it, but we kissed a while back. Not a quick kiss either. It lasted for a few minutes until we stopped, then never addressed it. Yeah, my brother's a huge piece of crap for hurting them. Not like he deserves any sort of decency, but I don't know, I'm still confused. This is the only thing holding me back from telling her I want to try this out. What does everyone else think? Okay, I was ready to go scorched earth on you, but after reading the circumstances, if you and your niece's mom have a sincere connection, and by that I mean you can see a future with her because your niece doesn't need to lose another important man. You need to have a serious conversation with her, and if you're both on the same page, you need to try dating. Go out for meals, movies, get a weekend away. But seriously, this relationship is so important, you cannot blow hot and cold. If you don't have intentions to move this forward, and I mean, can you see a life with her, you need to leave it alone. Wow, Did not expect such a moving post. It's been 8 years. Your brother is not involved. You're more of a constant in your niece's life. The most important thing here is to protect your niece. You're so important to her. So the relationship will have to be sensitive to her so that you don't end up costing her a critical adult. Take it slow, deliberate. You don't talk much about your relationship with your brother, so I'm not sure if you need to give him a heads up. How much is he aware of your relationship with your niece? Are you twins or just really close in age? It doesn't matter for my advice. I'm just asking because either way, your brother is a piece of crap. And as long as you're fine with not having a relationship with him ever again, which I just saw that you don't, then go for it. But be prepared for him to try and step up and be a better father and try to love bomb her into not dating you. It may be tough explaining the situation to her daughter, but that's something you two can discuss together. We're 2 years apart, he's older. Only once he tried to get back together with her, but she refused. She only wanted him involved with my niece as a father. From there, he's had zero contact. That was about 5 years ago. I understand the trepidation, but you've pretty aptly described your brother as a piece of crap. If you two think you'd be happy together and you enjoy taking care of the kid, why let a little judgment get in the way? Who cares what he'll think? He's not involved in their life as it is. Now, if your parents were judgmental of it, that would be a bit more difficult, but it's not really any of their business either. They raised one crappy son and one seemingly normal son. It'd be pretty crappy of them to judge you. Follow your gut on this one. Update. I've, 29 male, fallen pretty hard for my brother's ex, 31 female, and I'm not sure what to do. The support and encouragement I got from my last post was really helpful. After some time to really think about it, I decided to have a talk with Julie, bro's ex. The one thing I wanted to clear with her was that no matter what happens, we can't let it affect my relationship with my niece. She's the one who's more important here. Julie cried a little when we talked. She's been having these feelings for me about 2 years now, but she's always scared that something would happen, then I'd leave them. And then we kissed, and I didn't say anything. She took it as I didn't feel the same way, so that hurt her. It broke my heart a little for not speaking up and addressing what happened, so that she wouldn't feel this rejection. I told her I loved her. Completely unexpected, yeah. Definitely too soon, but it came out of me. But whatever, can't put the genie back in the bottle. She told me she loved me too, though, and we want to try to make this work. We got to kiss again, and this time it felt better than the first. It's only been a couple of weeks. We've been on about 6 dates so far, counting lunch dates too, lol. And one outing with my niece at the park to have a picnic. Julie's amazing. It's still kind of weird, but we're easing into it. We're not going to tell anyone yet. We want to give each other at least 6 months before deciding to tell my niece about us and everyone else. Not in contact with my brother, but he's not on my mind anymore. I'm just so happy, you guys. I love them both. Always going to be thinking about my niece. Make sure that she's the one we think about first, the way it's always been. Thank you for updating us. I remember your original post well. It was one of the most touching posts I've seen on this sub. I'm so glad you decided to go for it. I'm sure the 3 of you will make a lovely family. Now, think you can get your bro to surrender his parental rights so you can adopt? Congratulations, man, and great job stepping up after your deadbeat brother ran away. You are your little girl's father no matter what your family says. And enjoy your family and continue to give them all the love they deserve. You're very lucky. Enjoy. You're doing the right thing by waiting 6 months to tell your niece. I'm very happy for you, and don't worry about your crappy brother. He obviously didn't deserve her, and you do. I really hope everything works out.